Good morning. I hope you are all really, really well. This morning we have the most amazing Zana Morris from Strong Nutrients is going to be joining me this morning. This is the first day of our Stories Loves Autumn Fair, and it is going to be going live. Well, it has gone live this morning, and it is going to be live until Monday at midnight. So we are just going to wait for Zana Morris from Strong Nutrients to send me a request. Good morning, Melissa. Hi, Thomas. Hi, everybody. You're very welcome. Morning, Debbie. How are you? Hi, everybody. You're very welcome. This is the first day of our Stories Autumn Fair, and we have 12 fabulous brands that have joined us, and they are offering exclusive discounts for this weekend only. And here we go. Here comes Zana. Bear with us. I do hope my internet is going to hold up. Indy here today. Okay, here we go. Morning, everybody. Hi. Hello, hi, everybody. Hi, Zana. How are you?
Sorry about that. I was struggling with the request for some reason. Hello.
Oh, please. It is totally fine. We have wind here in Ireland today. So it's almost the way when you're going to go live. So I hope you can hear me.
Perfectly. It's certainly my side.
You look amazing, by the way, as always. How are you doing?
All is going good. Doing the usual with the training and the nutrition and all the side. Yeah.
Fabulous. So I just want to welcome everybody that's joining us. I was just saying as we were beginning, Zana, that this is our first day of our autumn fair. So we have handpicked fabulous brands that we in the Stories office and myself use, and we know I love very much. So we have gone live this morning with the Autumn Fair. You're our first live, and really what I want you to do is tell people that are joining us. So somebody's saying they can't hear. Can you somebody give me the thumbs up if you can hear okay? Yeah, can everybody hear okay? I can see one of my team, Emma's joined. Emma, can you give me the thumbs up if you can hear? Let's see. But Zana, you can hear me, can't you?
I can hear you.
Yep, Emma's saying she can hear, so that's great. But
Good.
So what we want to do is actually for you to let us know, what do we need to do to actually prepare ourselves, our immune system, our bodies, our minds, for this winter season, and you know, just maybe tell us 3 or 4 of your hero products as well in that.
Perfect. I love it. That's such a beautifully big, broad area.
Yes.
Let's pin it down. We've got half an hour.
Yeah.
No, I love it. I mean, as you know, my background's in nutrition and the training and the supplements, and there's without question hero products that I love, and I don't say this lightly. I put them into Strong Nutrients. I mean, Strong Nutrients is a small range, and it's a small range for a reason. There really are the products I genuinely use and rate. Now, winter season, immune system. Oh gosh, you're talking about immune system, you're talking about anxiety, you're talking about sleep, almost all of these things as we launch into it. What I'm going to do is very briefly, back to front, I'm going to jump through some nutrition training tips, and then we're going to go into the supplement tips.
Fabulous.
So we can get a whole little run of everything. I think, so training wise, this is my really fast, quick tip. And if anyone knows me, you'll know I'm a big fan of short, high intensity training. Now, when it comes to the immune system, oh my gosh, I'm a huge fan of it for that reason. A lot of people overtrain. If you train for more than 45, 50 minutes, you are in danger. I'm not saying you definitely will, but you are certainly in danger of burning into more muscle tissue than your body can recover and hit cortisol levels and actually get them to go up rather than down. Translated, you can actually and I'm saying this gently, damage the immune system. Now, I don't mean permanent damage, but you could end up going backwards rather than forwards.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me also, Zana, I used to really overtrain. I used to train every day, and I ate more. My stress levels were up. So is that what you're saying? It can actually have an adverse.
You eat into your body's resources, and those resources are essential for everything else. There's a lot going on underneath our skin, quite frankly, a huge amount. And we don't want to use up all that precious energy and resources. We want to stimulate it, but we don't want to completely wipe it out. So for me, one really quick tip on the training is short bursts. And honestly, if people only did 60 seconds of squats or a 60-second sprint, even if they only did that once in the day, that would drive the body's mechanisms to send it into repair mode. And that really helps. So if you're a trainer, fantastic. And somebody who trains a lot, great. Just watch you don't overtrain. But if you don't do anything at all, just start with that.
Yes.
And
simple. It's just
simple. Yeah.
Start small. Don't have great expectations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
fabulous.
It makes a huge difference over time. So keep it short and intense for you. And that really helps. So that's one big one. Second, I mean, we can go left, right, and center with nutrition. Of course we can. I'm going to give people aren't going to love me for this one, but I am going to say it. Okay, the sugar intake we all know isn't great. Sugar is inflammatory, which has a knock-on effect on so many things. We all know that. Obviously, then the more you can reduce, not necessarily eliminate, but reduce sugars, carbs, and all the rest, the better. Please keep an eye on the alcohol intake. I say ducking as we go through this, because the problem, a lot of the problem with the alcohol obviously can be alcohol itself, but a glass of wine is a glass of fruit juice. You're still hitting that whole sugar response. So it's really worth, even if you just, oh gosh, coming into this season, if you're somebody that will get into a social rhythm of every day, just try and make it every second day. But try and just cut it even in half. That means take a glass of soda water and lime in between each drink. Just cut it in half. It will make all the difference in the world. And I know that's
do you know what I'm going to ask you? What do you recommend then? Obviously we're coming into the Christmas season, party season. What would be an alcoholic drink that would not spike your sugar levels? Or do they all? Well,
actually, no, they don't. You've got sort of, dare I say, two slightly different drugs going on with alcohol. You've got the obvious, the alcohol bit, and you've got the sugar. Now, white spirits don't really have the sugar. So I'm not going to sit here and say white spirits are good for you. I'm not saying that.
No.
However, from an insulin and sugar reaction within the body, they are better.
Okay.
And if you went, and then if you can combine them with more of a soda rather than a full-blown sugar tonic as such, or half and half, which can work very well for a lot of people, that really will help the sugar make a big difference.
Fabulous. Am I freezing, or are you? Can you hear me?
I don't know if that was. Yeah, I can see you now. It was a pause.
Oh dear, dear, dear. I dislike this when it happens. I think we're good. I can hear you. So can you hear me okay? Are you back, Zana? I'm not sure if anybody can hear me. Zana, are you still there? Hello. Oh, so I'm not sure, Zana, if you have knocked off. Do you want to try and get back in again? Because I think you've been knocked off completely. So as long as if somebody would like to give me thumbs up, if everything's well, going good. Can you hear me? Let's go. Okay, thank you. I can hear me. No, Zana. Okay, hopefully Zana's going to come back in. You're back.
I'm back.
It is so difficult, really, these lives. But anyway, you're back.
I love it. I love everything being on Zoom now and lives, because in real life people can never turn me down, but it's really funny on Zoom when they can turn me down.
I know.
And they can throw me off.
Yeah.
But I'm back. So yes, back to that. The clean, in inverted commas, alcohols are going to be better in that regard.
Yes.
In terms of that.
Okay.
And I really think that helps. Anything that helps bring down the inflammation is going to help hugely.
Brilliant.
Plus, and on the flip side of that as well, and again, as people, anyone who knows me knows, I do like the fat intake, keeping an eye on that. Fat is so good for mood, and it's so good for keeping you warm.
Yes.
Just saying, if we're turning down our heating.
Yes, I know. But you're talking about eating healthy fats, isn't that correct? And
yes,
reducing high levels of carbohydrates, is that correct?
Yes. So if you're bringing the fat in, get the carbs down. I don't play with them both. Absolutely. So the more carbs you have in, I do think you need to keep the fats down. But if you only can get those fats down, then get the carbohydrates down. Apologies. Bring the fats in. And by healthy fats, I suppose we're looking at the obvious, but it's not necessarily avoiding the saturated fats. I'm not a huge fan of that because they're essential for our cholesterol. But go for good quality, fresh ones. So if you go butter, find grass-fed. If you go olive oil, go the virgin olive oil. You know, get the best quality, fresh oils, fats, as the case may be. So that's exactly what I mean. Yes, and reduce the carbs. So it's not going for a tub of ice cream, I'm afraid.
Yes, I know. And I think people, and where I've got it wrong in the past, is I didn't reduce the carbs, and that then can be, you're not really doing yourself any justice by keeping them both there.
I think you need to be careful. I think you're spot on. Now some people will get away with it. I think, though, you just need to be careful. And in my experience with clients, if you're going to have a challenge with cholesterol, it's when fats and sugars are present.
Yes.
If you get the sugars and carbs out, and if you get them out almost completely, then if anything, the cholesterol goes down and that ratio goes into that right direction.
Yeah. And you know, it takes you a little bit of trust, doesn't it? Because you're really playing with everything that you have believed in all your life. And so to increase your fat intake, we've all believed, oh my goodness, we're going to put on incredible amount of weight, but that's not what it is. So there's the nutrition, that's one side, okay, and then there's the HIIT. You really love your high intensity bursts of fitness, as we talked about, and they are amazing, and especially when you get to a certain age, you definitely see the benefit of doing that, I believe. Also then, so what supplements would you introduce?
Right, the favourites. Now, depending on which angle of immunity we're looking at, my two favourite supplements generally, and you, I think, will know this, my top favourite one, and it's not even necessarily our top seller, but it's my personal favourite, is Chill Pill, the vitamin B5. I really do mean this. I absolutely love it, and it is one I recommend to almost all clients, not haphazardly, for a very specific reason. It does, I mean, B5 does multiple things, but one of the big things it does is it basically supports the body's immune system against stress. It supports the adrenals. Your body relaxes more, your energy levels go up, sleep improves, but also anything stress related improves, if that makes sense. So a lot of people's immunity can be really hit in times of stress. And I don't know if you've ever noticed, but and whether yourself personally or others, where you can go through this phase of working, go on holiday, and then you get ill.
Yes.
And that's almost an adrenal response. You've been holding yourself together with adrenaline and cortisol through that period, and then it's almost a collapse. From my experience, that's where the B5, that's where the Chill Pill can be so helpful. You do instantly, I think, relax better, sleep better, mood goes up, energy goes up, but overall it really supports that side of the immune system that can often be ignored. The obvious ones, as we know, are the vitamin C and the zinc, and we've got a lovely product Solution, which is all of those little anti-inflammatory kind of supplements within it, and great for a more targeted immune system hit. Chill Pill, I think, really helps that side that we tend to ignore, which is we put ourselves under a lot of pressure, and then when we take a break, it's like it all just catches and it tends to carry that. So that's my absolute favorite. And also, if we're sleeping better, that's going to help everything. you know,
Yeah,
of course,
yeah.
that's when the body repairs, recovers, as we know.
That's
Another
amazing.
favorite.
And also, but do you know that? So well, I take the chill pill. I have them all in front of me, my favorite ones. But so you say it gives you energy, but also helps with sleep. So
Lovely.
is there a risk then?
No, and funny enough, I thought, I'm glad you jumped onto that, because magnesium, which most people know about, does the same, believe it or not. It also helps sleep but gives energy. The reason being is both of them are helping the body's natural processes. So it's almost like resetting the body. Cortisol, for example, the adrenals produce, they need to. It's like your morning coffee shot, if you like. It's your natural one without the coffee. It's what gets you out of bed. So when your adrenals are working well, you get out of bed with energy.
Yeah.
But they don't produce the cortisol or release it at night while you want to go to sleep.
Yeah.
So when you get your adrenals balanced, the cortisol levels come down. Magnesium is the other one that really helps with those cortisol levels too, and can help with the sleep. Magnesium also, though, helps with the production of our energy molecules called ATP. So weirdly, magnesium helps energy and helps us sleep. But it's all about nutrients that help the body's natural processes. And when your body's working as it should, all these things slot back into place.
Yeah, and but you know, your magnesium rocks are honestly, you know, what I'm about to say, because you know how beneficial they've been to me. I'm 51. I've had lots of back surgeries. I train a lot. I'm a mum to 4. I'm a founder of a business. So I used to have awful cramps. I don't know whether it was tension or all of that connected, but I would have had complete cramps where you couldn't even walk it out. You were in agony. It kind of just jolted and stayed in that place. And since I've started, I use the chill pill, the Amino Slim, and also the Magnesium Rocks. But definitely the Magnesium Rocks. It's taken all my cramps away.
I love it.
I do not get a cramp.
I love it.
It is incredible.
It is brilliant. One of the big things that happens when we hit into perimenopause and menopause as the estrogen levels drop is that it can affect our use of calcium. And calcium can, if the body's a little bit too high in calcium, we're not absorbing it. That's not the only reason, but it is certainly one of the big reasons. It can cause the cramping, whereas the magnesium then does the opposite. It relaxes the muscle out and counteracts that, if you like. It balances it. Really important, I think, during that whole period of perimenopause through menopause, to just help with that utilization, if you like, of calcium. Really helpful. Great for the heart too. Great for the heart too. And if you think of cramps, that's the circulation not getting in and out. So you want that whole circulation moving.
I love the way all of the supplements all work so well together, but they also are all part of what your own system should be doing anyway and preparing. So I love the way they all work together. So what would be your next kind of hero product that you would get people to go and buy? Over the weekend? You've got the two. Those two are great, particularly combined. The most popular product we have, so I suppose it is our hero one, is the Amino Slim, which is the one that helps the fat loss. Obviously, the name sort of says it. It particularly helps with the fat loss around the belly, around the tummy area, which is usually, for want of a better way of describing it, the problem area when we hit past sort of 40s, kind of, I say past, but past our 40th birthday in some cases. Actually, it used to surprise me the degree that you could almost guess a person's age by what they were coming in for. You go, okay, you've just hit that point. Somewhere around that 38, the body begins to do this lovely subtle little shift, and there's a little extra weight that can go on with people. Sometimes it's not a lot, but it just goes on around the middle. And the middle meaning the tummy and the back. It's sort of that whole trunk, if you like. Because some people, they find it goes on the back more than the tummy, weirdly. But it's that whole trunk. What in the amino acid actually can target then the belly and the back?
Well, any weight in that midsection is insulin related. And that can be stress can cause that, perimenopause, menopause can cause that. It's the estrogen levels drop and change. And obviously, big one, diet, eating too much sugar, carbohydrates, liquid sugar in the forms of alcohol as such.
Yeah.
All of that can obviously trigger that. So anything you can do to help stabilize that insulin is going to make a difference, nutritionally, training wise, and supplement wise. So Amino Slim, the main ingredient is an amino acid called L-ornithine. You get the amino acids are obviously what you find in your protein food normally. So whether it's an egg, a piece of chicken, or a lentil, you'll have these amino acids obviously within them naturally.
Yeah.
And when you take them all away from each other, they all have a completely different impact on the body. And it fascinates me the degree they do. You can use them. There's ones that counteract cold sores. There's ones that help with, mental functioning, so to speak. They all have a different impact, from melanin in the skin to, in this case, aiding the body's natural hormonal release that goes on when you sleep or do high intensity training, where there's almost like a reset, if you like, natural growth hormone release while you sleep, which seems to help reduce the insulin levels and get that reset. Translated, when you're sleeping, you're already providing everything's working as it should, burning a little bit of fat, repairing the muscle, and the L-ornithine, the Amino Slim, gets in behind that, so you burn more. And you do tend to see it faster in the sort of centimeter loss. So if you put a measuring tape around your tummy, you'll notice it often faster than the weight. Now, most will see it in weight as well quite quickly, but really the key with that one is to watch for the measurements, because it was a reset, and particularly around the tummy. Very briefly on that, you might be about to jump in and say this, but just in case, if anyone does go for the Amino Slim, this is the fussy supplement, as you might remember yourself, Tonya. This is the one that you have to fast.
I was just going to say that. You knew what I was going to say.
I was thinking you might, because it's one of those that all the rest, okay, obviously you get best results taking them consistently for a period of time. But with the Amino Slim, if you take it kind of wrong, it just won't do anything. It won't do any harm. But as you know, not much happens. But if you take it right, it really does seem to work really well. You take it as you go to bed or before your training session, particularly if it's reasonably intense. About half an hour is perfection, but as you go to bed works well. You don't have to really wait. Stop eating 2.5 hours before that. So if you go to bed at 11:30, you take it at 9. Go to bed at 11:30, take 11:30, stop eating at 9. Water, tea, herbal teas are all fine. Just avoid anything.
But not milk. Not with milk or anything. No. All black.
Exactly. And you can combine it with some other supplements, but not all. So the key is always to see if there are protein-based supplements. So if people take collagen, you can't take the two together. You're better off taking the collagen. Actually, collagen can work quite well first thing in the morning too, as well as before bed. But for example, if you take the chill pill or magnesium before bed, which is what a lot of people do, you can take all of them together. I have to say, I find that the easiest because it's easiest to remember.
No, they are absolutely incredible. So in terms of this weekend, we want to push people onto our link in the bio, and they will be able to connect onto the page that is going to give them access to an exclusive discount that you've kindly given to all of our followers for this weekend only. So in terms of, this is gifting season, very much it's all about self supplements and nutrients. But we can also gift these things to people, which I find incredibly good, because some people just do not take the time for themselves. And if you see that these are going to benefit, one of the things you mentioned, when clients come to see you, but you do one-to-ones. And you actually, and I have had that experience with you, where you look at everything as a whole, that people's this way of life, and then you actually kind of mentor them. Would that be correct in saying?
So we kind of get, usually you go through, in some cases, just one nutritional plan, but often it's two. And there's the odd case where you might go through a third one by the end of the month, depending on what the goals are. Because I think, oh my gosh, we get bombarded with what is the best diet, and nobody ever asks, what's the best diet for the goal you're looking for?
I know.
Because everything, there's pros and cons to almost everything we do. And it's really to figure out at this point in one's life, wherever one is at in life, so to speak, what are the outcomes? Is it shape? Is it strength? And for me, gosh, when it comes to shape, sleep, energy, stress levels are huge factors. It's impossible to look at it properly without figuring out what is your body doing, because when your body is working as it should, the rest follows.
Yes.
And nutrients, food they really are the fuel that allow the body work as it should, whether it's from a hormonal point of view, through to just a movement and muscle point of view, skeletal point of view, you name it. The nutrients are there. That's how we evolved, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think we can forget that.
Yes.
And it is just shifting it depending on what you're looking for and getting it balanced. There's lots of approaches, but it's getting the one for you that works for you. But above all, it's, as you just said there, it's looking at the overview, energy levels, sleep patterns, and how you're feeling in yourself. Because we all know when we're not feeling quite ourselves. That's an indicator.
Absolutely. And you know, we tend to not listen to our own bodies until we're really in need of it. So I love to adapt it as just of a way of life. And I definitely think, as you say, it's great because, you know, sometimes your needs change. So you might need to change your supplements over time and play around. So having somebody like yourself who is an expert in this field, it's really lovely to be able to have that trust and be able to speak to you and know that you're getting the right advice. But I definitely feel, you know, for everybody that's joined us today and listening, it's like, really, we need to take care of ourselves and those around us. And, you know, I love getting my kids and, you know, family onto the supplements as well, because I think it's just, no, we're not talking small children, you know, they're all teenagers and up. But yeah, no, I think it's just something that's so incredibly great, and it really does make a difference.
It really does. Now, you've just said something there about small children. There's an interesting one. I don't always say this one, but you just made me think of it when you're speaking. Back to that chill pill, and we were talking about it for immunity, because I don't often talk about the chill pill from that side. It's almost always for stress and sleep. We used to find, and I used to work with a company that, you know, ran health stores in Ireland. And one of the things we found for younger children, younger asthmatic children, was that chill pill seemed to have a major benefit. Now, obviously, much, much smaller amounts than you'd give an adult, but that worked exceptionally well. It seemed to be slightly adrenal related, and it seemed to have a big impact. And often I get clients giving it to their children. And again, once you're talking about children, these are just food nutrients, if you like, as in you get them in food. But coming up to exams, kids get under stress too, and their adrenals are working too. So they do work for children, but smaller amounts. And I wouldn't just haphazardly, like the Amino Slim, for example, I wouldn't be giving that to children. That's pointless. That's a different thing. But the ones for the immune system can be useful, but done carefully and done in the right quantities as such.
Brilliant. And I know for me, you know, I am in that stage, you know, but 50 plus, but it actually is really good for, you know, young adults. And it's really important that they start to look at their nutrition and supplements and all as they grow. Don't leave it to later in life. Do it now.
I think so. And also because a phrase that I heard one of my clients mentioned, and I thought it was a perfect way of describing it, was the sense of, well, this is who I am. I've always been like this. But actually, we've always been like what we are because we've probably had habits and patterns and ways of eating, or a touch of malnutrition, for all we know, over our lifetime. So therefore, sometimes we think our limitations are just us, and they may not be at all. So if someone can get that when they're younger, as you say, young adults can kind of fill in all those gaps, gosh, you're stronger for longer, effectively. You're starting earlier.
Absolutely.
And then you'll get used to feeling, this is how I should feel, tracking forward.
Absolutely.
100%.
And you have an incredible book as well, don't you? I mean, but I mean, there's so much, I think, you know, that, so really what I would love to say to everybody's watching, go to our link in the bio, and then that will link you through to everything about Zana, about strong nutrients, and also her code specifically for you guys this weekend. But yes, Zana, it is always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
I love the supplements. I love you, fellow Irish lady. Yeah, it's just incredible. So thank you so much for being part of our autumn fair. And is there anything you would love to leave with everybody that's with us today? Any
Oh,
thoughts?
Eddie, that's well. Just again, thank you for letting me be on. I really appreciate it, and I am going to say this back at you. I love your perfumes.
Oh, thank you.
Genuinely, I do, and I'm fussy when it comes to perfume. So just bringing it right back to you, Tonya.
Oh, thank you.
They are fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, basically, to be able to hop on. And honestly, if there was only one thing I'd say for people to do, just take one thing and implement it.
Yes.
So be that a supplement that you just stick to, or be that I'm just going to do a minute squats every day, come what may. My favorite time to do that, by the way, is around 3 or 4 in the afternoon, because it gives you the second wind through the day.
So if you're at your desk, you just jump up, do the squats.
Do about 60 seconds of squats or press ups or something that just, because it clears your head, you get that natural growth hormone kick, it hits the serotonin, the dopamine and everything else, your mind clears, you get an energy boost for the second half of the day, so to speak, and it lifts, and particularly with the dark evening. So that's my little trip. I love that. But even just taking one of the things, and as I said, back to the beginning, my absolute favorites, I do have to say, they're not necessarily our top sellers. I think the top seller is the Amino Slim. In fact, I don't think I know it is. But my favorite is definitely the chill pill, and that chill pill magnesium combination. Oh my gosh, if you want to get your sleep and your body just back level.
Yeah. Well, what a better time this weekend when you're offering a very kind discount to get stocked up in all those wonderful supplements. I know I am constantly getting restocked, and they're absolutely fabulous, and definitely I love the way they all work really well together. And they've worked wonders for me, definitely. And I've seen it in my stress levels, everything, sleep, you name it all. So amazing. Thank you for being part of it. And just to remind you all again, just go to our link in the bio, and then you'll see the autumn fair, and you'll be able to get more information on how to shop on Strong Nutrients website. So thank you, Zana. Lovely to see you, and I will be speaking to you, I'm sure, soon.
Yes, take care. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.